morning, everyone, and welcome to languagecaster.com, the football language podcast for learners and teachers of English. I'm Damien, and I'm here in a very sunny London, while, of course, the other member of the LanguageCaster team is Damon, who is based in Tokyo, Japan. You should check out his recent post on our website around the phrase to sniff when used in football, and that was from last week. Now, for those regular listeners of the show, you'll know that Damon is a Liverpool fan and that I am a Tottenham fan. And these two sides meet on Sunday in the LanguageCaster derby. I must admit, I am not very confident after our very poor performance against in-form Newcastle last week when we were hammered 6-1. Hammered, of course, is used to describe a heavy defeat, and another word for this is thumped. Spurs were thumped 6-1. What a terrible result for Spurs, which also meant that the interim manager, Cristian Stellini, was fired. Remember, Stellini had been named interim manager after head coach Antonio Conte had been sacked a month before. So now Ryan Mason has taken over as acting head coach. These job titles are all a little confusing, but we do have a post on some of these titles that tries to explain the meanings of them. But of course, this all means that Tottenham still do not have a full-time manager.
皆さんは languagecaster.com を聞いています。
Now, I hope we are all doing well and enjoying all the football. And on this podcast, we take a look at the word bottle, which has been in the news this week after Arsenal's defeat at Manchester City in what many have called a title decider. The leaders were beaten 4-1, and it now looks as if Manchester City have the momentum to go on and win the title. Some people in the media here in the UK have suggested that Arsenal did not have the bottle or courage to win, especially in the manner of their defeat. Although, even as a Tottenham fan, I think this might be a little harsh or tough on them.
Rydych chi'n gwrando I languagecaster.com.
Yes, that message was in Welsh, and yes, you are listening to languagecaster.com. Now, remember that in addition to this podcast, you can also access all of our other football language podcasts. We have hundreds of them stretching back to October 2006. So come along to our site here at languagecaster.com.
नमस्ते मेरा नाम है राघव और आप अभी सुन रहे हो languagecaster.com.
Okay, let's take a look at the word bottle. So the word bottle, when used in football, refers to courage, or more commonly, it is used to show that a player or a team does not have enough courage. Its meaning is also related to having a strong mentality or character, and a team that has bottle is a team that does not crumble under pressure. They find a way to win. The origins of the phrase are a little unclear, but it is suggested that it comes from Cockney rhyming slang, which is a form of language that is based in and around London. So, if you have or show bottle, you have courage, particularly under pressure. But conversely, if you lack bottle, you are not seen as being brave enough to win a game or a title. So, for example, if a player pulls out of a tackle, we can say that they have bottled it, as they have avoided doing something that requires courage, or that they are a bottler. If a team does not play well in a match in which they are under pressure, we can say that they have bottled it, or that they are bottlers, as they have not shown enough courage or mentality to win in difficult circumstances. Here's a quote from the Guardian newspaper from last week's game between Manchester City and Arsenal. Did Arsenal choke at the Etihad? Was this something as recognisable, as familiar as the bottle job and the no-show? So this quote from the Guardian newspaper match report mentions the word bottle in the same sentence as no-show, and this gives us some more understanding of its meaning. A no-show is when someone does not turn up for something, physically or metaphorically. So, for example, when Tottenham lost 6-1 away at Newcastle, we can say that they were a no-show, as they didn't really turn up to play at the level that they should be at. So, one meaning of the word bottle is to not turn up in a game, to play well below the level you should be playing at. The writer also asks a question about the Gunners. Did Arsenal choke? Which gives us some more understanding of the term bottle, as to choke in sport means to not play well when under pressure. We use this phrase when a team is expected to win but fails to do so, and this gives us a little more understanding of this word bottle. So, did Arsenal bottle it against City? This is difficult to say because they clearly didn't play well when the pressure was on. But many clubs don't or can't play well when facing Manchester City away. But Arsenal are also having a dip in form, so 3 draws in a row, with 2 of these from winning positions. And this suggests that the team might be bottling it at the business end of the season, the time when titles and competitions and league placings are decided. Here are some more examples. So before winning Euro 2008, Spain were often accused of lacking bottle or character in international tournaments. Here's an example from TalkSport from last year. Aston Villa accused of lacking bottle after draw at Nottingham Forest, as Steven Gerrard under pressure with club struggling in the Premier League. And here's another one from former Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger from the Daily Mirror in 2016. Some of my Arsenal teams did lack bottle, but this one can play and fight, insists Arsene Wenger. Okay, there's some examples and a short explanation of the word bottle and bottlers and the verb to bottle. So if you have any questions or comments about this phrase or any other phrase, then drop us an email at admin@languagecaster.com. And you can also look out for us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We also have a football language forum where you can ask and answer any questions that you have on the language of football.
State ascoltando languagecaster.com.
Yep, you're listening to LanguageCaster, and that message was from an Italian football fan. Don't forget, there's a transcript for this short podcast, and there's lots of vocabulary support. We explain lots of the meanings of these words in the transcript, which you can access by coming along to our site. Okay, that's it for this short podcast, which was all about the phrase bottle, to bottle, and bottlers, which is often used to describe a player or a team not having enough courage or strong mentality in a game. Let's hope our teams don't bottle it this weekend, although I am not 100% sure this will happen with Tottenham in the LanguageCaster derby. Enjoy all the football, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.